Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Last week, we looked into accounting concept and convention, and we said this week we wrap it up. The topic as another part is accounting concepts and convention. At the end of every financial year, you prepare what you call financial statement. At every accounting period, you prepare financial statement. The financial statement is made up of your trading profit and loss account, your balance sheet, statement of cash flow, statement of assets, and so on and so forth. Notes to the account. You prepare this account for various reasons. One is to show how the business has fared during the period under consideration. That's the performance of the business. Another is for purpose of comparison, to compare the performance of the business vis-a-vis its performance in the previous year. You also prepare financial statement to compare the performance of the business vis-a-vis the performance with other businesses within the same industry. So these are the various reasons why financial statements are prepared. But that is not the major topic for today. The major topic for today is accounting concept and convention. What are these accounting concepts and convention, and why are they prepared? Now, in order to prepare a financial statement that actually show a true and fair view of the performance of a business at a particular point in time, in order to prepare such a statement, some rules, principles, concepts have been set aside to govern the preparation. So we say accounting concepts are those rules which governs or underpin or underline the preparation of financial statement, so as to ensure that the financial statement so prepared show a true and fair view of the performance of the organization during the period under consideration. Then accounting concept, we say there are rules, we say there are principles that are set aside that governs the preparation of financial statement. What are we saying? We are saying in effect that these are rules which, when you are preparing financial statements, it is taken for granted that you have already observed them. Every financial statement prepared must follow the rule. So we don't even need to ask you whether the financial statement you prepare follow those rules and conventions, because there are a sort of laws that you must follow in preparing financial statement. If you do not, then you should be able to tell us why you did not. But it is taken for granted that every financial statement prepared must follow those rules. We are quickly going to go into some of them, into some of these rules, picking them one by one and explaining their relevance. The very first one we should look at is the entity concept. What do you mean by entity concept? The entity concept is one of the accounting concepts that states that the business has a separate legal entity from those of the proprietors that own the business. What are we saying? The business is completely different from the owners. Therefore, Mr. Lagbaja Okon is completely different from different from Lagbaja Okon Limited. Lagbaja Okon Limited is a limited liability company with a separate legal entity, while Mr. Lagbaja Okon is a different personality. These two, the business should operate in its own separate legal entity, meaning that the business can own assets, it can own liability, it can be sued, it can sue, different from the owners. That is what entity concept is talking about. That you should always view the business as completely different from its proprietors. Don't ever make mistake to assume that because Lagbaja Okon owns the business Lagbaja Okon Limited, therefore they are one and the same. No, they are not one and the same. They are completely different from the law perspective. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. We are not going to take them, in the order. We'll be taking them We take the next one here, the Accra concept. What does the Accra concept say? Accra concept says expenses and revenue and expenses are recorded when they occur and not when cash is received or paid. Revenue and expenses should be recognized when you're preparing your financial statements in the period to which they relate, not necessarily when you receive the cash or when you make the payment. What is it saying? In preparing the financial statement for Mountaintop University, for instance, all the school fees for the year 2017 that have not been paid must be recognized in the preparation of financial statement for 2017. Notwithstanding that, oh, those school fees have not been received, why are we preparing financial statement that recognize school fees that have not been paid? No, you have to recognize because they relate to that particular period. They relate to 2017. All revenue for that period must be accounted for in that particular period. By the same token, all expenses, all electricity bill relating to 2017 that have not been paid, and we are now in 2018, must be treated in 2017 accounts because that's the period to which it relates. So he is saying that revenue and expenses must be treated in the period to which they relate. That is what Accra concept is saying. Consistency concept. The consistency concept is saying that, what that concept is saying that, once you have defined the basis of preparing your financial statements, once the basis of preparation of financial statements have been defined and accepted, you have to continue to maintain that basis from 1 year to the next year to the next period. You have to maintain the same basis. You don't have to change from one accounting method to another. If you do that, it will make comparison of financial statements difficult and irrelevant, if not impossible. So you have to maintain consistent method of preparing your financial statement. Be consistent. I give you an example. If you are preparing depreciation, there are so many bases for for calculating depreciation. You can use the straight line method, you can use the reducing balance method, you can use some of the year digit method. There are so many. All these bases are accepted in accounting. Once your organization have accepted one basis method of preparing for depreciation, you should stay tenaciously to that. Not that this year you use straight line method, next year you use reducing balance method, another year you use some of year digits, another year you use an annuity method. Then you will not be able to get a financial statement that can be compared between one period and the other. So that is what a consistency concept is saying. The going concern concept. This is a very popular concept in accounting. What is this concept saying? The going concern concept is saying that once a business has been established, that business will continue to be in operation to perpetuate. That is to infinity. It will continue to be in operation to perpetuate without the desire to curtail or liquidate that business. Meaning that the proprietors of the business do not have the intention of liquidating or curtailing the activities of the business. I give you an example. Mountaintop University is going to, it has been established, and our belief and prayer is that this university will continue to be in existence to perpetuity. If you go to Europe, there are universities that have run almost 120 years, 150 years, 200 years. Are you get what I'm saying? So once a business has been established, that business will continue to be in operation to perpetuity. That's the going concern concept. There is no intention to liquidate it, and there is no intention to continue the activities of to continue the operations of the business. That's what going concern concept is saying. So when we see any organization, the first thing that struck your mind that this business has been set with the intention to continue to be in operation all year in, year out. They are not temporary. The next one is the prudence concept. What is prudence concept saying? Prudence concept is saying that when you are preparing your financial statements, try as much as you can. The way we normally put it to students is this. We tell the students the prudent concept. What it implies that close your eyes to profits. Don't recognize profit that you have not earned. Do not recognize profit that you have not earned in your financial statement. but open your eyes to losses. Both the losses you have already incurred and the one you anticipated that you will incur. Recognize all of them in your financial statement. If you don't do that, you will be overstating your financial statement. You will be exaggerating your financial statement. What are we saying here? If somebody is owing you 20 million, and you know from your heart of hearts that about 5 million of this 20 million will not be correct, you will not be able to collect it. You know that. Why? Either because the person has gone bankrupt, or they have that natural tendency not to be able to pay. You know that. So what prudence concept is saying that you should make provision immediately for that 5 million. So your 20 million, just make provision of 5 million that will be irrecoverable and write it off. And then carry what you know that you should be able to recover, 15 million, in your financial statement. It's only by so doing, your financial statement will be showing a fair view of your performance during the period under consideration. That is what that concept is telling us. Other concepts, including the accounting equation. The accounting equation is telling us that in your financial statement, your assets and your liability are equal and opposite. Your assets and your liability are equal and opposite. You started a business with 10 million. The cash with which you started the business is called your capital. And you now use that capital to buy office furniture, computer equipment, and so on and so forth. Then, if you spend all the 10 million in buying all these office equipment, the office equipment you are buying, the typewriter, the computer, the table, and so on and so forth, they constitute your assets. While your capital and don't constitute your liability. Now, the two are equal and opposite. This accounting equation is very, very fundamental for accounting students. Because what is telling us that at any point in time, whatever transaction that takes place in account, the two equations must always remain the same. That leads us to the next concept, which I will bring in, even if it's not coming directly before this. That is what we call the duality concept. We shall meet it down. But it is good, it is explained immediately after this particular concept. It is good, it is explained immediately after the, which concept are you choosing now? No? Accounting equation, is that number 5? We're choosing accounting equation. It is good, it comes immediately after accounting equation. Why? The duality concept is saying that for every transaction in accounting, there is a debit entry as well as what? A credit entry. For every transaction, the word is for every transaction, not for some transactions. No, for every transaction, there is an account that is receiving, and there is another account that is what? Paying. When an account pays, another account receives. What this account is paying is what this account is receiving. I pull out 100,000 naira to buy this projector. 100,000 naira. Cash goes out. Projector comes in. The value of the projector is 100,000 naira. The value of cash that goes out is 100,000 naira. What is going out is equal to what is coming in. The asset coming in will be debited as an asset. Are you getting what I'm saying? And the account that's receiving will be debited. The account that is receiving will be debited, and the account that is giving will be credited. So we will credit cash because money is going away from cash. We will credit cash and we debit the assets. That's the dual concept. The next is full disclosure. Okay, the accounting period. What we are saying in accounting period, we are saying that financial statement, if you leave accounts to run all over the years, continue to run from year to year, then we will not be able to stand at a point in time to take record of what we have done. We will not be able to measure our performance. So because of that, accounting period are broken down into period. That leads us to the next concept called periodicity concept. Periodicity concept. So accounting period are broken down into period of 12 months. So we prepare accounting reports every 12 months. That's the periodicity concept. The cost concept is saying that assets are recorded at cost. All your assets are recorded at cost. All your expenses are recorded at cost. Now we have what we call the historical cost concept. That is to say, when you buy assets, all these assets should continue to appear in your book at the cost at which you bought it. So in the year 2015, it will be 20,000. If you bought that asset for 20,000, record it 20,000 in the year 2015. In 2016, it will still be 20,000 in your account. In 2017, it will still be 20,000. In your balance sheet, otherwise known as a financial statement. And that's your statement of financial account. It will continue to show there as 2020. Why accumulated depreciation will now be shown as a liability. So at any point in time, we shall see the cost at which you bought the asset and see the accumulated depreciation. When we net it, we'll be able to get the net book value of that asset at that particular point in time. And it goes on that way. The next is full disclosure. Your financial statement should be able to disclose every information as regards all expenses, all income, all should be disclosed in your financial statement. Including the note to the account, should be able to disclose all relevant information about that account for that particular year. Now, lower of cost on market value. What are we saying? When valuing your stock at the end of the accounting period, stock has to be valued. We are not saying when you are valuing your cost, when you are valuing your stock, value it at cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower. And this also gives credence to the prudence concept. In order not to overstate your asset in your financial statement, when you are preparing your financial statement, value your stock at cost first, value it at cost first and keep it, and value it at market value, keep it. Whichever is lower of the two, that's what we are going to represent in financial statement. Don't take the higher, because if you take the higher, you are sort of overstating your financial statement, and you are not giving the true position of your financial statement in the True Under Consideration. So this concept, it is assumed when you prepare financial statement that you have observed them. We don't need to ask you. So when I see stock in your financial statement, I don't need to ask you how did you value this stock. Though there are some other basis for valuing stock, but whichever way you use, it must be at lower of cost or net realizable value. Net realizable value, we are saying if you sell this item in the market, how much you will realize. If you know that, compare with the cost, take away the cost to value your stock. Materiality concept. What do you mean by materiality concept? We are saying when you are preparing your financial statement, recognize only those items that are of value, those items that are major. Recognize them. But for those ones that are minor, significant items, ignore them or write them off. I give an example. Waste paper baskets is an asset. It can remain in your business for the next 10 years if nobody steals it away or nobody destroys it. The same thing as stapler. Stapler can remain in office for the next 10 years, but materiality concept is saying because of the insignificant amount involved in those items, you can write them off in the period you purchase them. There is no need carrying them in your financial statements and making provision by way of depreciation. It doesn't make any sense. But when you are talking about things like office tables of this nature, you are talking about all these equipment like computer and so on and so forth, you make provision for them for depreciation over the period for which they are going to remain useful in the business. That one is acceptable. But for those minor items, materiality concepts say please write them off. Write them off. Money measurement. In accounting, the basis of measuring every transaction is the monetary term. In Ghana, it is measured in cedi. In Nigeria, it is measured in naira, and so on and so forth. So all transactions are measured what? Are measured in monetary terms. Matching concepts. The matching concept is saying that both revenue and expenses should be recognized in the same accounting period. Your revenue and your expenses. Recognize them in the same accounting period. The purpose of the matching concept is to enable you determine your profit. It's for purpose of profit determination. So, if we match all our revenue in one accounting period together with the expenses for the same period, we'll be able to determine what our profit is. So, matching concept enables you to determine your profit if you can match the revenue and expenses for the particular accounting period to the period to which they relate. That's what that one is saying. Maintenance of capital. Look at maintenance of capital. You say that profit can be recognized only after capital of the firm has been restored to the original level. That is, you cannot talk of you have made a profit. You can't talk of making profit when your capital is depleting. You can't talk of making profit when your capital is depleting. So you can only say you have made profit when your capital has been restored to its original position. Anything over and above that can be treated as profit. I don't know what I'm communicating. So if you do a business, at the end of the year, your capital went down from 10 million to 7 million, but you are reporting a profit of 2 million. Do you think you are being realistic? You are not being realistic. You cannot report profit in any year when your capital is depleting. So profit can only be recognized in accounting when capital has been restored to its original position or to acceptable level you've agreed that it should be. That's what this concept is saying. Realization, any change in the market value of an asset or liability is not recognized as a profit until the asset is sold or liability is paid off. Fantastic. Recognize profit only when you have what? Earn it. Recognize profit only when you have earned it. If I promise you, James, I will give you 2,000 tomorrow. Do you go ahead and start celebrating when you have not gotten the 2,000? This concept says don't do that. Wait until you get to the 2,000. It is until the 2,000 enter into your hand. That is when you say you have 2,000. Not because I promised to give you 2,000. Then you have gone to wholesale and start celebrating, buying things for people. Why? You say because the lecturer is going to give me 2,000 tomorrow. Wait until you get the 2,000. That's what your realization is saying. So if you value your stock, let's go back to accounting now. If you value your stock, maybe your stock, the value at the beginning of the year is 10 million. Then at the end of the year, it's now 12 million. Don't recognize that difference of 2 million as profit until you have sold the stock. That's what this one is saying. Any other question? Do you have a question to ask? Because you who have been listening with rapt attention, if you have a question to ask your question before we proceed. If there's no question, we will call it off at this junction.